These are the plaintiffs, David and Jennifer Swan. They say they hired the defendant to move them from one place to another, and when he was reassembling their dining room table, he drilled a screw right through the top, and it cracked like a spider web. The table was a family heirloom. The defendant refuses to make good on his mistake, so here they are in court for the return of the $2,500 they're owed. This is the defendant, Tremaine Johnson. He says he did in fact damage a desk of the plaintiffs. It was immediately brought to his attention and the plaintiffs were reimbursed. The table, however, wasn't mentioned until afterwards. It was an old table. He did nothing to damage it and certainly doesn't owe the plaintiffs any money. He's accused of screwing a table badly.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, David and Jennifer Swan.
Yes.
You are suing Terry Young and Tremaine Johnson. You are suing their moving company. Okay, you have power of attorney for Terry Young?
Correct.
You are Mr. Johnson, and who's the gentleman with you?
Rick, a co-worker.
Okay, is that a co-worker?
Yes.
All right, you're the owner though, right? You and
Yes.
the other fellow.
Me, yeah.
All right, for $2,500, the cost of a dining room table that, according to you, they damaged during the move. Tell me what's going on.
We hired the defendants for a move on April 21st of 2012. They worked hard and did a great job during the move. Unfortunately, some items were damaged during the move. A desk was broken and they told us to replace it and they would reimburse us for the desk. After they left and finished the move, we were unpacking and noticed that there was also damage to our dining room table. Where the legs are screwed on, they screwed the legs on too tight, and so there's a hole in the top of the table. I have some pictures.
Okay, I'm not understanding that. They took the table apart and then put the table back together?
Correct. To move, it's a big set, a big table.
Yeah, it's very big. How long is that table?
I don't know exactly how long
What
it is.
year is that table from?
From 1989. My parents.
It is more 80s than the hairdo that I sported in the 80s.
Yes.
Let me see that.
No, okay, I got you.
This was something that you received from your...
My parents.
Okay.
Yes. And it is very 80s.
It is very... It's so bad it's good, right? Like
Thank you.
it's so incredibly Okay, now this is a picture taken in your old place.
Nope, that's in our current place. That was just to show what the set looks like. It's part of a set.
Okay, where's I see
I have
close-up
the
pictures of the damage, but can you correlate for me where on the table that damage is?
I can in that picture.
Oh,
It's on the end side, closer to the mirror. If we're looking, it's over here.
In this area, what did
Yeah.
How big is the
There.
damage?
The damage here is compared to a quarter, so I have close-ups of the damage.
How did you not? Okay, so you noticed the damage to the desk. What was the damage they did to the desk?
Completely destroyed, Your Honor.
How did they completely destroy
It was like snapped in half. The top was snapped in
Oh,
half.
well, okay. There's no not noticing that. And then
Right.
they made good on the desk.
Correct.
All right. And then when is it that you notice this incredibly obvious thing on your table and tell them about it?
On the 26th, I have an
And
email.
what was the day of the move?
The 21st.
Okay. 5 days later,
Yes.
on a white table in your brand new home,
Yes.
is when you do not eat? Like, how could you not have noticed it sooner?
This is a dining, like a formal
Okay,
dining
that's fine.
room.
But how do you, when you're moving and these people have destroyed your desk, how does it take 5 days to notice this damage? How do you
Because
not?
we were focusing on unpacking in other rooms, getting my baby. I had a 1.5-year-old at the time. So we were focusing on unpacking the
You
other
understand
rooms.
the issue though, right?
Not really, because I wasn't in
Okay,
the room.
not really. So you don't see that in 5 days maybe you guys hurt your own table.
This
and
damage
these
is-
guys are off your property, and I assume you had them sign a waiver. Let me see the waiver you have them sign, or waiver, or
I have a copy of what we have customer
Right.
sign when we're
Every
done.
mover has a document that says, I've looked through everything and they haven't damaged. Well, not every mover, but every mover should. And now, what's this?
That's a copy of the bill afterwards in the
Sweetheart,
very
there's
bottom.
nothing written on this.
Well, no,
Where's
the-
her waiver?
I don't have her actual
Why
bill. I
not?
couldn't find it. It's been so
Are you
long.
kidding me?
The job itself was like a year ago.
So
I
what? You don't
have
keep
the-
records from a year ago? What's the point of having a waiver if a year later when you get sued, you could get sued for 4 years or 3 years or 2 years, depending on your jurisdiction. So why would you not just keep it? What, this takes up too much room?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so you guys are just disorganized and ridiculous because you lost it. It's not that you'd throw out your records after a year.
Yeah,
It's that you guys lost it.
We did lose it.
So how do I know she even signed it?
I mean, we're here today. I mean, unless she
How
signed
do I
it.
know she even signed it? I mean, this is a blank piece of paper. How do I know she signed a waiver?
On that
you
paper.
can-
Hold on, honey.
You can ask her if she signed it. She did sign it.
Okay.
We saw under oath.
How do I know what she signed? How do I know it had the disclaimer? Let's see how that goes for you. Maybe it goes well for you. Here. All right, guys, did you sign this? Show it to them. Might be a little harder to read now because of my visual lesson to Mr. Johnson.
I don't recall if we signed it, but I do remember
Oh, look
getting
at that. Whoa, didn't see that coming.
Well, I do remember getting it, and I do also remember it saying that it covers furniture up to full replacement cost.
Yeah. Do you remember it saying, I hereby swear that nothing, read the bottom, right over the signature. What's it say?
Job is complete, and that all claims have been brought to the attention of the carrier in
Do
writing.
you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Did you sign the document?
I don't recall.
Did you sign the document, sir?
I did not.
Where do you get $2,500 for this table?
That's what my parents paid back in the 80s.
Okay. You understand that the measure of damages when you come into a court of law is the current value of the item. It's not replacement value. It's not cost of 30 years ago. It's what could you get on the open market for the item. And I understand that we have a situation here where the chairs match and the mirror matches. I got all that.
And
But
the
what was
sentimental
damaged is the table. I mean, if you sold this at a garage sale, you think you'd get $2,500?
I think it's a great piece of furniture.
Okay, that's fabulous. But
The sentimental value along
I
with
can't
it.
value sentiment because you could have a great sentimental value for a newspaper article, and it doesn't mean it's $1 million lawsuit. We just don't do that. We can't run our society that way, that your sentiment's higher than someone else's sentiment. What we deal in is the actual value of the item that's damaged.
Okay.
Assuming that you can get past not having brought it up to anybody's attention in 4 days. Do you have a picture of the bottom? It does. Are these? By the way, is this?
There's two areas where they screwed the legs on. It's one continuous leg. And so there's pieces on the back that they screw in. So there was two sides where they put screws in. On one side, it was a spider crack, and on one, it went all the way through.
Okay, this is the spider crack?
Correct.
And what's that?
That's nothing.
What do you mean that's nothing? That's
I can't
something.
see
What is
that.
it?
I can't. Oh, hold on. That might just be a mark on the table.
Oh, there was already a mark on the table? That'll affect the value. Now, you tried to get it repaired, correct?
I've contacted a number of furniture repair companies who all said that it's
Laminate?
because of the laminate, it's unrepairable. They also recommended that I reach out to cabinet repair companies, and they confirmed that it's unrepairable.
So what do you guys have to say? Were you at the move?
Yes, I was.
All right, what's the story here?
It's a typical move. As far
No,
as
about the table.
the table goes, we do what we always do. We disassemble it, wrap it in pads, bring it to a new location, reassemble it.
Who reassembled this particular table? Do you know? Step on up. Maybe you don't know your own strength.
I mean, I didn't do anything. Pretty much was traditional. It was a fancy table.
But it
so-
kind of looks a fancy table. But it kind of looks like like we're looking at a screw that was screwed a little too tight.
Right.
No,
Well, the thing is, we use a drill, and the drill pretty much stops it.
For this one, we didn't do
the drill
we
pretty
used
much
a-
stops it. Why?
Oh,
Why
it's not
doesn't
the
your
one-
mind
We didn't
stop
use a
it?
drill on this one.
Oh.
It was a wrench. It was a
Oh,
bolt.
okay. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do anything different. We've been doing this for years to do it the same
Yeah, but
way.
doesn't it look like that's how it got damaged when you're drilling back the legs?
Right. Absolutely.
notice it when it happened?
No, we did not.
I mean, because you guys are the guys building the table. I suppose you're building it upside down, like the table's
Right.
on the ground.
Right.
Then you lift it over, and you don't say, "Uh-oh," like nobody says that. I guess, but you don't look at what.
Yeah, we know.
Well, it's not that. It was just it was end of day, long day. It's just one of those things where we usually reassemble at the end of the day. So I mean, once it was done, we just kind of.
Well, I have a greater forgiveness level for you not seeing it than I do for them not seeing it for $2,500 worth of damage that they're claiming for 4 days.
But as far as the damage, I didn't see any damage. And as far as the legs go, we didn't use any like different screws or no power tools or anything. We just screwed it in regular, like how we normally do. If a damage occurred.
He just said he used a drill.
No, I corrected him because we normally
He
do.
corrected you. Why does he have to correct you? Why don't you know what you did?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, is it suspicious that the plaintiffs didn't complain for 5 days?
Yes, it is suspicious.
Why?
Because if it was that important to them, then they would have complained right away.
Do you generally look at stuff after you move?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if somebody else is handling your stuff.
And it's important.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's suspicious as well. So if you wait too long, then you think maybe...
Is 5 days too long?
It seems an unusual period of time.
It does seem unusual, that's for sure. Going inside the courtroom.
I just want to say that I don't feel that we're responsible for the table for the simple fact that.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking you are.
Well, can I at least say that?
Yeah, I was kind of going with that like whole, but I don't see how else it could happen. You know,
Well,
5 days have passed. If it was like a nick on the side of it, you know, yeah, you know what, you're on your own, pal.
But
it's so clearly the screw, and I kind of think you guys saw it too.
No, I didn't see it, and obviously they didn't see it either. But the thing is that we shouldn't. If by us putting it back together caused the damage, I don't feel that we should be responsible if that's what
Absolutely,
happened.
because you could tighten the screw too hard, and it could come out through the top.
It could be,
especially if you're using a drill and you're tired and it's the end of the day.
Yeah,
how would it not be you if it looks like it's the screw?
No, I'm saying like that's like a manufacturer error or something.
Manufacturer error?
A screw shouldn't.
Because the manufacturer put some voodoo on your hand when you were either screwing by hand or with the drill. Because I don't know how you screwed it. You know what? You're done. All right. So you're done and I'm done. I find in favor of the plaintiffs in the amount of $500. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Well, so the movers are paying. Come on in here. You lose this case. What's your feeling about what they got? They got $500 for the value of the table because of your negligence.
Well, I don't feel that we should be responsible because no matter how tight you put the screw, it should go to the table. So we shouldn't be held responsible for that.
Who should be?
The manufacturer. I didn't build.
You did the screw. You did the screwing.
Oh yeah, I know.
Should you do a better job of holding on to these records that you should be keeping?
Yeah, definitely should
do that in the future.
Yes,
so you say, how do we know you didn't see it at the place?
I mean, nobody seen it.
How do we know that? If you did see it, what would you have done?
I mean, we're not in the business of hiding those type of mistakes.
So what would you have done?
We would have told him. We would have told him, and Terry or him would have handled it somehow.
All right, head around the corner this way.
Thank you.
Get your documents on the way out. All right, so step on in here. You sued for $2,500 value, and you just got awarded $500.
We feel like we were screwed.
It's less than what we think the table is worth. The sentimental value associated with that table, even though it's not a very modern style.
You heard the judge talk about sentimental value in a courtroom. It's not worth anything. Sentimental.
It's a unique table, and I mean, if the judge can go up and compare another table to it, I'm all for it. But I feel like we again got screwed.
Robbie?
It's pretty clear the defendants did it, but when you hire a mover, do not let them leave before you inspect the stuff, especially the important stuff.